Full song?
No.
Almost.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, guys. Get to see behind the curtain.
Game night. Great job, guys.
Get that shit out of here.
Nice.
Welcome to
We're-
wook+live.
We're still in all kinds of different multiverses. We don't know what's
You
going
would
on.
not believe what happened to me, T. I was talking to you guys, and all of a sudden there was this flash, and I'm stuck in a Spin Doctors concert, and I've been there for a fucking week.
Dude, you got a pocket full of kryptonite, man.
Is that a Spin Doctors reference?
Yeah.
It is.
That was the name of their album, dude. That was the big album.
Come on, man. Like I make one comic book reference on this show along with a topical jam band reference, and I can't get any love. I see how it's going to be one of those nights.
Kryptonite.
Oh my! Wow. Keep going, Kev. Holy shit, that was
That's
really
all the
good.
words I know.
That's
Isn't that
all-
Little Miss
okay.
Can't Be Wrong?
No.
Isn't that the song? Or is it another song?
That's a classic, but that's not that particular song. That's Jimmy Olsen Blues, as we've been
Jimmy
referencing.
Olsen Blues. Oh,
Um,
because of Superman. Oh, I get it.
Is
Can't
Jimmy
get much
Olsen-
past me. He was Superman's like sidekick.
Oh, see, you guys are supposed to help me out with this. I have been completely puzzled for
Jimmy
years
Olsen was
on
like
Jimmy
the
Olsen.
gopher at the Daily Planet.
At the Daily Planet.
And he
would,
always
like,
caused
know
the
it's
problems.
things. Yeah.
He always fucked shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. And it is always about two princes, like you said, Sirius Sean, a real prince out there in the world, always holding us down, even
And
literally
no,
one
it is
time.
not game night. We're sorry.
Game night.
We should
gonna
bring
be
back
game
game
night.
night soon.
For sure. We need one of those. Should have just done it tonight.
We
We
got
should've.
ideas.
We could talk about the
Reba-
bracket. Reba should have won the bracket.
Yeah,
I did
Reba
find
should've.
this at one point, but you know,
Nice.
I'm gonna
what
laugh
else was-
next year when like Fluffhead beats it or something. Beats Reba.
Reba will not win. Reba will never win. I hope it
Didn't
becomes
Fluffhead
like
just win?
It's the Buffalo Bills or the Minnesota Vikings.
Did
of,
Fluffhead win?
bracket.
I don't know.
Buffalo
I don't
Bills.
know who won.
Tweezer, you enjoy myself, Ghost and Hood.
Ghost.
Are your,
Yeah.
are your
Hood,
Mount
yeah.
Rushmore.
Good, and then go.
They're your Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
of fish tunes. Really,
Right.
if you think about it, you could call them that, you know.
Ghost
The Weeknd.
deserves to be up there.
the weekend.
Yeah,
Mount Rushmore of fish tunes.
The Mount Rush. Now, what are the Mount Rushmore of Spin Doctors tunes? That's the real.
There's only two of them, really, right? So it's only that I
A
know.
small mountain.
It's a small. It's a hill.
It's like
It's
an
the one you get in
anthill.
the gift shop.
We're out of Spin Doctor mode, right? Or should we just stay in the Spin Doctor verse? That's the Spin verse.
Spin verse.
There's a lot of good bands out there coming up. There are.
There are.
There
You
are.
know what? I have not had a chance to listen to yet, but Llama will not shut the fuck up about them.
Taper's Choice.
Taper's Choice. You know what I
I
was
thought,
gonna
it was
say.
a, I thought it was a
Taper's
podcast,
Choice.
like Taper's Choice, and some guy was picking his favorite shows or something.
Somebody needs some information on Taper's Choice.
I do because you've been talking about them incessantly, and which is cool, but I don't know anything about them, and I don't want to sound like a noob on this show. Is there any way you could give me like I don't know, a 101 type course?
A 101 type course? Yeah. Let's see what I got for you here.
All right, producer, see what you got.
All right. All right. Welcome to Taper's Choice 101. Are you tired of not knowing anything about jam bands? And
I
it's a
am
new
so
one?
tired of not knowing anything about the jam.
I
band.
wish I knew.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about Taper's Choice. And by the end, you'll know who's in the band, the name of their songs, and the shows that they've already played.
if
So
we
let's
make it to
get
the
started.
end.
Let's get started and take a look
Get
at
on
the
the
lineup.
bandwagon right at the start.
On keys, there's Zach. And then on guitar, there's Dave. And then Chris, who's known as CT, plays drums. And he's also
CT's
on
my
vocals.
favorite personally.
Yeah. And then Alex is on bass and vocals. I think it's cool that their vocals are from the rhythm section.
Which
You don't-
one is in Vampire Weekend?
CT is in Vampire Weekend. He's the guy right here, the third
The
one.
drummer
He's the drummer.
and the vocalist. Wow, double duty.
Double duty.
I don't know how
So-
people do that, man. I can
That's like
never
Don
sing a
Henley.
drum.
That was
Phil
Don
Collins.
Henley in the
Phil
Eagles.
Collins.
You know what you
Did
need
that
to do? You got to practice singing while like jogging or something. Cause like I can sing and play. It's not like I can't do the rhythm with singing, but I get winded and like I also you hear the hiccup, right? Like when you're hitting. I have no idea
Yeah.
how drummers.
You
that
got
can sing
to
can
you
hold
got to
their
swim
tone.
laps, so you can go all the way up and down the pool underwater, and then
You need
your
that
lungs
crazy
will-
endurance,
That-
man.
Yeah.
For sure. I gotta say though, let me give you some other
Health
reasons
tips
to
from
like them,
wook+live.
besides just the
Sorry.
fact that their drummer sings.
Okay.
They wear their influences on their sleeve, as noticed in this photo where they're recreating Fish's famous Colorado '88 photo. They're genuinely having fun, like they are in the photo. They've only played a handful of shows, and only 3 of them are on archive.org, so it's super easy to catch up. Now's a good time to get in. And they're a good mix of the Grateful Dead and Fish. Like they kind of sound like Dark
Cover
Star
band?
gave
They're a
birth to
cover band?
No.
Oh, just
Like,
sounds like
their
great
influences.
things.
They sound like Dark Star gave birth to a jam baby. And
So
they
I'm
grew up
really
to be one.
excited about this, Llama. Honestly, like I give you shit about it, but like I haven't pulled the trigger yet though because I've been brought down this road before where people are like, you like Fish, you like the Grateful Dead. Wait till you hear blank, and every time I'm like,
Twiddle.
"Ugh."
That's
I-
a great point.
I do like Twiddle.
It's covered here in the songs. Above the Timberline is their most dead sounding song. Matter of fact, for the first like 6 times that I heard it, for a second there, I thought that they were covering the Grateful Dead. And then I'm like, no, this is an original, but it's really good. And then they have another song called Donner Wrap, and it's named after the sandwich. Super tasty. It's a great closer. It gets really kind of spacey in the middle. It's really great.
What are you talking about? It's not named after what sandwich
What's
are
a
we?
Donner? Yeah, what's a Donner sandwich?
Donner is a type of
Like
it's-
the Donner Party that
No,
Exactly.
it's a cannibal.
It's a cannibal
You
sandwich.
cut off a finger and throw it in a wrap.
wow.
Yeah,
No,
little
it's a
skin. You just shave
Well,
off.
this
some
got
skin.
dark fast.
it's meat. It's meat cooked on a spit from turkey.
Incorrect. This is all incorrect. Okay,
Same
hold on.
person.
Man, this show is chaotic.
This,
I love
this,
it.
this may be accurate. Okay, what Llama is saying is I'm going to just say, I know my guy's a foodie. I'm gonna say that thing exists. What this also is a play on, though, has to be that Phil Lesh in every show since he has
About eating liver.
gotten his kidney donation, he has done what has always been labeled on tapes and everything else as the donor wrap. The donor wrap, right? So there's always a section of a Phil show that is labeled donor wrap because
Before
that's the moment before the encore, right? So if it really is a sandwich, it's the most clever little funny thing.
It's got to be
on
liver.
words.
You know, Phil got a liver, fam. So it's got to be a liver and
I'm
onion
sorry.
wrap.
Did I
Do
say
you want-
kidney?
Do you want to know a funny fact about Phil? He actually donated his band, his armband, to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and that turned out to be Llama's headband. That's where that came from.
It was Llama's wish. I'm glad Llama's better.
Llama
Llama's
wanted to
doing
wear the
something.
the armband around his head.
That was really good.
Oh man.
That was
So
his
Llama, if
wish.
I listen to these 4 songs, if these songs don't do it for me, then I should just give up. Is that essentially what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that one of these 4 songs will do it for you, but there are other songs. But and
Wow,
that's
this
it.
is really smooth. It's like we rehearsed it, but we actually did not.
I'm actually going to go see them in a couple weeks at that Choice Fest, so I can report
Nice.
back with some audio and video from it, and
and
let
you'll be
you all
the
know
smartest
exactly
guy
how they
there.
are live.
Wait,
and see what
is
it's all
Choice
about.
Fest a bunch of bands, or is it a bunch of things about choices? Like
It's-
Taper's Choice, is it their festival?
It's their festival. It has a bunch of other bands on there, like Mountain Brews, Hyperspace Dolphin, DJ Drunken Aquarium, I think. Aquarium
Yeah.
Drunkard.
Oh,
Yep.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a
Oh,
fun
yeah,
show.
that
Too. You
dude's
got to
got a
report from
blog.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that guy
for
does
sure. It's
great
in
mixes.
it's in Hipsterville in Silver Lake, so it should be fun. It should be very
Yeah.
entertaining.
Well, make sure that you listen to the 4/24/22 show from Brooklyn, New York. That's a good primer. That's
I
personally
will, and
my
I'll listen
favorite
for
show.
Scoy screaming in the background in
You'll
excitement.
be the smartest guy there.
That's
Yeah,
right.
You'll be like, oh, the keyboard player, his name's Zach.
Scoy
I
only
will
makes
say,
one
though,
sound at a show.
that
I hope
that
this not a
show
quiz.
that show they just played up in Big Sur at that library. I know that library pretty well, and it's a very cool venue. Like, I wish I could have got up there for that because it's a very cool little spot. Like big trees, green grass, like really cool, right by the ocean. But obviously,
It's
it
an
was a little too
outdoor
far to go.
library.
The what?
It's an outdoor library.
Well, the library is indoor, but it's in this like really cool looking park area, and it's like this old little building that the library's in, and they were playing out on the balcony or the deck or whatever, which is cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. An old town.
Llama, you want to wrap up the class, or
I
just
would
don't want
love
leave you
to
hanging
wrap
there.
up the class here.
Okay.
I just want to give a shout out to another really good show real quick.
Okay.
The May 6th show. Sorry. It's got this really great 26-minute Lilac Palace that's just blissful. It's really good, and I think everybody should listen to that, and it just has amazing vibes. But once again, the name of the band is Taper's Choice.
In all seriousness, thank
They're
you,
really
Llama. That
good.
was epic. These kind of classes are
Bravo.
actually super valuable because the weird thing that happens in the jam band scene, maybe tell me if you guys see this too, or if it's just me with my anxiety, but like there's almost like this pressure to know everything about a band in order to be a fan, right? Like, and I think it comes from how passionate we are as Dead fans and Fish fans and how much we get into the weeds with it. But like trying to get into like Goose Now and Twiddle and all the, bands before that, there's like an intimidation to it because it's like, shit, I gotta like know all their catalog and all their stats and everything.
When I was your age, I felt like that. And as I've gotten older, I just go see a band. If I happen to like something, I'll be like, what's the name of this song? And I may go seek it out. Most of the time, I'll never listen to the band again. You know?
Yeah, I guess it's because like people start like when you're like doing a show like this and shit, people expect you to be an expert on everything, and we're barely experts on anything.
Speaking of which, it is not game night tonight again. So just so you know, but yeah, like that's
my
exactly.
bad.
Did we tell people it was game night? Oh, is
No,
the intro?
the intro. Yeah, I just saw the VHS. I was like, that's cool. That'll work.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Just to put a button on it. That's
Nice.
a Donner wrap kebab.
What is that?
Oh,
Donner is a
that's
way of
liver?
cooking kebab, and that's a wrap. So that's a Donner.
It looks
wrap.
like a gyro.
Please don't make me look like an idiot. And if you,
it could very well be that clever little.
Find if you find
Look up a set list with the donor wrap in
a
it.
Phil Lesh and Friends set list will usually have a.
Do you think
donor
somebody is
wrapper in
out there publishing the Phil Lesh and Friends set list?
Oh,
like
yeah, there's
that,
a
like,
Phil
written
and
out?
Friends website. That
Yeah,
goes back to
100.
the 90s.
100.
Yeah.
So a lot going on in the jam world. Our guy here, our guy Ixo, has a great question here in the chat that we were talking about a little bit early in the green room.
Let's call in our weatherman.
Yeah.
It is going to snow. You
that?
guys are going to suck fucking being in the snow.
I hope
so
I hope Trey plays a cold rain and snow then.
The question then
man.
becomes, does it happen? I mean, I've already heard talk.
You move it indoors. You move it to like whatever the arena is and only have the 100 floors, because I don't think they have anybody in any playoffs, do they? In Denver?
I think
They never do.
Yeah, the Avalanche are playing, but I don't think they're playing tomorrow night, and then they go back to St. Louis over the weekend. But I think they'd move it to where Fish has played before, which is like the Bank One
McNichol?
Center. No,
Oh, right.
McNichol's
It
is
was
gone. It's now part of the
Broomfield. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Out in Broomfield, probably, and play
Right.
that
How about the
place.
Scott Trade Center?
Well, in 93, remember, Travis, the rain in 93 at Red Rocks, they were going to move it indoors
To
somewhere.
McNichols. That one they were
So
going to put in
last minute,
McNichols.
yeah, that one-
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what though? That's always rumored, but has that ever really happened? I'm just curious. Like,
No,
how many
because
shows
there have
I'd love
been
to-
insane hailstorms and
And they just
thunder and
haven't.
lightning storms, and they've never. Not that I'm in the 24 years I lived in
driving
Colorado. I never got a show that moved from Red Rocks.
Driving to this wasn't a show that got moved but got canceled. Richfield the Dead one spring. I got off work at 2 a.m. We started driving to Ohio. They were like closing down the Pennsylvania Turnpike behind us. It was such a blizzard. We get there, go to the liquor store. I get a 30-pack of Blatz. Everyone's laughing at me. We go to the hotel, get snowed in. They cancel the fucking show. And like 3 a.m, everyone's like, got a Blatz, man? Got any more of them Blatz? And I was like, uh-huh. The next night's when they busted out I Fought the Law for the first time. I guess because like the law of nature. And then we got stuck with it every other fucking night for the next 2 years.
Oh shit, that's good information to know from our guy Joel. Yeah,
I am
'cause
very
that's-
excited to check out this venue, the new tennis venue in
Or the
Charleston.
traffic jam you'll be sitting in going in.
Yeah, but Charleston's a shit town when it comes to traffic anyway. That whole area just sucks with traffic. But that's a cool venue because I didn't even realize they had their first show. I think I heard a rumor they didn't even have their chairs in until very last minute. But we have a tour coming up.
What is Scott talking about? Donor, not Donner. I don't know what that means.
He's speaking of like Donner as in the reindeer. There was talk of we might be speaking of Donner as in, Blitzen.
Okay.
Comedy.
Sorry, I had to
sandwich.
catch up.
Yeah, the sandwich. It's not a reindeer sandwich or a reindeer wrap.
It's liver.
Just incredible. Incredible information. Yeah, so we do have a tour coming up. It is incredibly coming up really fast.
So fast.
Oh my gosh, it's really honestly too fast, almost a little bit to get
A week,
prepared.
a week from tomorrow or Friday is the first show, right?
Yeah.
Spring tour.
100%. And that is Orange Beach. Orange Beach.
And that's a new venue, isn't it?
Is it the wharf? Some sort of wharf venue?
But it's a new venue for them, I mean, even if it isn't a new physical venue.
That's a good question. I don't know that
I
they
think
got
it is.
Checkers? Any fact checkers in the chat?
Kev, you're coming in a little hot. Can you adjust that down a tiny bit? Sorry. No, it's okay. I just wanted to get the echo. Yeah, I think that is a new venue. And Charleston is another area which they go in after. Alabama is another town that they've been a bunch in the last few years, but this is the first time at that tennis venue. And then to close out this little, what do you call this? It's like the spring leg of the summer tour.
Yeah.
It's like those seasons that get broken up, like what they're doing with Stranger Things and stuff. Like it's the first part of the last season. It's the first part of tour.
But then it goes back home. I now think of Deer Creek as a fundamental home right after seeing the shows last year. That was the first time I'd been to that venue, but I always heard people speak super highly of it, and now I understand why. So it's cool. There's going to be a lot of new strange territory for the start of it, but then wrapping it up back in the cornfields.
Yeah, which is oddly, yeah, it's funny you say cornfields because I think it's all relative, right? Depending on, because it really did used to be, if you went there, 2003 back, it really was cornfields. I mean, if you drive around that area now in Noblesville, I mean, there's at least little apartments, little, grocery stores, we went to a Target, right? I remember going to a Target at one point. All that is brand new, at least for me, since 2003. So it used to be really desolate and out there. Producers in town.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Fish played Orange Beach on August 1st, 2014. That was their only time. So this is a return to a venue.
Yeah.
Interesting. But
It's
to
good
your point,
information
fam,
to have.
to your point, fam, it's interesting to see the way things grow like that, because it's the same thing with Dick's. Like when Dick's was out there weren't even those houses, and now there's neighborhoods and that Walmart and the Target and all that crap out there that's just grown, and there's a whole community out there now from just a soccer
Can you
stadium.
blame them? If I found a place that Fish played every year, I would develop there. I'd be like, take all my money, build a bunch of condos and shit.
I mean, those people should just be Airbnb in some of those homes, for every show that's that comes through
What,
there.
for Dick's?
Yeah.
Yeah, for Dick's.
The last night at Dick's last year, I was I'm buying one of them. I'm going to buy one of those places and Airbnb it all year except for Dick's. And then
they've had, Guns N' Roses played there. They have other shows there, obviously, because it's again that in between place when you're not playing Red Rocks or Fiddler's Green. It's kind of the other stadium when you can't fill Mile High. So,
Serious Son's great. He has a grocery store lady. I'd actually like to hear more about just having a grocery store lady, period, much less.
I wish I had one.
Yeah, that seems
I'm excited about Dick's because 2 reasons. 4 nights, which is cool, right? That's going to be interesting to see
4
how
nights
that changes the dynamic.
If MSG's any indication, though, 4 nights.
Well, 4 nights in Manhattan is a lot different than 4 nights in Denver. Entirely different, right?
Yeah.
I was like pulling my skin off my face by the 4th day of New York. Right? Like there was some crazy shit. But in Denver, I feel like it's just way chiller. You go out and kick a ball around in the field and like just
Play
drink
some
some beer.
frisbee. Yeah.
Right. It's not like New York, but no, and
New
then the
York
other thing
madness.
is all of us, I guess, are gonna be together for the first time. We have never
Right.
been all together in the same space at once. And
Most
we've been
of us
doing
have
this
not
for
met
like 3
Llama.
years or something.
Right. Most of us have not met Llama yet.
Yeah, so we will all be there. Knock on wood. I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but I don't know. What are we talking about dicks for?
We
have
could
like
meet
a
up
whole
at a
spring
Taper's
leg
Choice
coming up.
show.
Because we're excited for it. It's like that,
Yeah.
like you said, it's that moment we'll all actually be together and see a show. It's exciting.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it'll
I guess
be here
since
before
we're
you know it.
since we're doing the business admin announcements, first of all, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, we got after shows of pretty much all tour, right, Kev?
Yes,
Lined
we're
up.
gonna have all tour. Yep.
So after you're done watching and getting down to Fish, tune into wook+ and get our live reactions and some commentary and discussion. We'll have a lot of guests.
The theory is, yes, we're gonna have special guests every night coming on, so you won't get tired of our faces every night.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I
In
can't
theory.
wait for that. And then I don't remember if I mentioned it on the channel yet or just in the meeting, but we are gonna at some point this summer be streaming a 24-hour jam session for charity. Maybe for charity, I think is what we were gonna call it, or I was thinking about calling it.
Charity's always a good route.
Yeah, so at some point, probably before Dick's, we will broadcast a jam session where the music does not stop for 24 hours. Sorry, I have to mute Kevin. The echo's killing me.
It is. I know. I was like, dang, you're echoing.
Kev, you got to turn your speakers down a little bit, I think. Anyway, yeah, I think that was the announcements. Did I forget anything? I don't think so.
I think that was it.
Redesign the vlog. It's launching next week.
I was gonna say, is that up yet?
There's only one way to find out. Go to wookplus.com.
That was a really solid little commercial right there. That was completely unplanned, but it really, really nailed it.
Really came
Oh man.
Yeah. So Eurovision. I don't know. We were watching a little bit of this this clip on the open there. I don't know if you guys know anything about this competition, this song competition. I think they've tried to emulate it with the American Song Contest or some nonsense that they with Kelly Clarkson and Snoop Dogg, which apparently I didn't hear much about, so I can only assume. And although what I did hear was that it was complete garbage. But the Eurovision competition is really interesting, and I've always wondered what would be if Fish competed on a competition like that, or kind of did something like that, what they would play in a talent show, or and that's particularly a parody talent show, kind of a little bit, right? Because so you see,
is it legit parody?
No, it's a legit. I mean,
It's
look
tricky.
at Maneskin won that one year, and they just did Coachella and are touring right now.
I thought it was
It's
just a
kind of-
Netflix movie. I was so fucking confused when I found
No,
out it was
it's
a real thing.
It's a real thing, and there's been some bands that have come out of it that are legit bands. But what's
Like
crazy to me
Cosmod Box.
are those exactly. That's the kind of thing that would play there. Exactly, that's what Fish would do, is something like that, because it's so insane. It's just got that that Euro twist to it that is just, I mean, there's swearing obviously in some of those lyrics. There's partial nudity in some of it that they can get away with on TV there. And it's just a complete craziness. It's insane. And some of those bands are obviously more of, go a little more creative or go a little bit more fun with it, while as some of them are, more professional and try to win it for contracts or whatever. But it's crazy. It puts American Idol and those kind of shows that we watch very kind of to shame, almost too tame, it's very tame compared to what they do there.
There's this little band that won in 1974 called ABBA.
That's right, they did win that.
Oh, so this is a long tradition?
Yeah.
This is something that's been
So once in
isn't
40
like a-
years.
Yeah, this isn't like America's Got Talent though. This is like,
No, it's been going on forever, and it's kind of what started those reality kind of song shows, singing shows type things. So
huh, that's wild.
totally, Joel. That's a very good point. Exactly.
So to answer Fam's question, I think they'd play Ghost. or maybe Wolfman's. I think Wolfman's works really well with it.
That did. That was a really good rendition. I mean, that had that band actually done that, you know. Fam, you're muted.
I think of Meat Stick for me is the
Yeah,
song
there
that
you go.
I think would work if you kind of really costumed it up and went. The Ukrainian group won it this year, right?
Mhm.
Which
Yep.
was the group that and they have like a little one-handed flute player, right? Which
A
is
flautist.
a flautist, of course, and a little Ian Anderson there. But even more incredible, like playing with one hand, which I can't fathom.
You
and,
don't
like,
do that
dancing
often?
around. No, I play my flute quite a bit, actually, but not. Well, but I typically rotate hands. It's like depending on the day. But yeah, no, I just think of like Meat Stick. I think would maybe play on there. I think
Santos.
some of the Casbah box songs for sure, but I also think you had mentioned, Kev, like something where Fishman's got the vacuum,
Right.
like, and I didn't know,
Didn't know, right.
something like that would probably get
The
that like,
vacuum definitely would play into that very well. Yep.
it's kind of that weird vibe that folks work, so it's kind of like a half and half, Tim, where some folks just kind of get on there, they wear weird wolf costumes, and like then they go viral, and it becomes kind of a thing a little bit. And then there's like actual bands who try to, win the thing, and make a record deal out of it, basically.
Totally.
Sounds fun as shit.
It does. And the more we talk about it, the more I actually could see kind of Fish, especially earlier Fish, doing something like that, because it's kind of in that wheelhouse of them creativity wise and silly
Sounds
wise.
like Halloween is
Yeah.
Eurovision inspired.
Exactly. Or when you think of like, I always think of a kind of fish out of water, not to is
that a band?
No, maybe.
There's
Yeah,
no
exactly.
pH in that fish.
No. But like when Fish played MTV, right? Have you ever seen those clips of when Fish played? Like,
I watched it.
Oh my gosh, it's so hilarious.
I have a videotape somewhere. I taped like 5 hours of MTV. We let it run because we went out to come back and try to catch it later.
We should totally do a fish out of water bit too, by the way. That's a brilliant title for like asking somebody that has no idea what they're talking about, like nothing, just put them in like the middle of the fish chaos.
Totally.
I saw a video of a guy who was walking up to Fish fans asking if they liked metal, which is a kind of a flip on that. But he was in front of Madison Square Garden during the Baker's Dozen. And he was asking people if they like metal, and he got like 3 out of 10 people were like, "Yeah, Iron Maiden or something."
Who doesn't like metal? Like,
yeah, I feel like everybody likes metal.
People don't like metal. Like, come on, you like some metal. Like, you're gonna say no, I don't like metal, but then I'm gonna name.
You'll be bobbing your head.
I like what I consider metal, but I feel like a lot of other people consider it light. Like I like classic like 80s Metallica type metal, right? But like there's like my brother-in-law is really into like a lot heavier, darker shit, and like it makes me feel like Metallica's not even metal.
Right.
Scoy metal.
Right. I mean, some of that, yeah. I kind of like to understand some of the lyrics sometimes in some songs, and when they're just screaming at me, it like gets a little.
All the lyrics are like, "We're going to sacrifice a virgin on the pillar of," it's.
I've made that point, but ironically, some of my favorite bands at one point were like grunge bands from the 90s. Who I never knew the lyrics because they just be like.
Well, there's a difference. So I was gonna say there's a difference between metal, like speed metal, and like punk. Like where you kind of draw that line of like when I don't understand the lyrics, I kind of like at least something else about it to interest me. Where sometimes metal, it's just like so overwhelming and so much, and then not understanding the lyrics. It's just Eve 6. They're almost metal.
Fam, what was that song that they're known for?
Heart of the Blender.
Hey, how does that go?
How does that go?
Come on.
Come on.
Wanna put my tender heart in a blender, watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. Rendezvous, then I'm through with you.
Sam's
Yeah.
just got it all. I still like Runaway Train the best personally. When you busted that out on me the other night, that's
Soul
really
Asylum, come on. Listen, I'll show some love to Eve 6, but Soul Asylum's a good band, man. Don't try to like
He's-
put them in
Wait,
the
wait,
Eve
wait,
6
fam.
train.
What was their big hit?
Soul Asylum?
Yeah.
Runaway train never going back. Wrong way on the one-way track. Seems like I should be getting somewhere.
That's not metal.
No, that's not. They had some songs though. They had somebody to shove. Won't you need somebody to shove? That song is kind of metalish, you know. Like it just depends on your
it's more
mind, like-
angsty than metally, but yeah.
yeah.
Fam's
he
like
was
our jukebox. Like it's
Totally.
just like change the channel. It's like it's
He
awesome.
dated Winona Ryder. I just think he was always famous for that. Like the minute you
Winona
start
Ryder.
dating, like the Counting Crows guys had that problem.
The chick
Counting,
who got arrested for shoplifting?
The Counting Crows. What's his name? Yeah.
Counting
Oh,
Crows guy,
Courtney
Adam
Cox
Duritz.
and-
Adam
yeah.
Duritz will always be known for dating Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston, which isn't
Like
a
back
bad
to
thing,
back.
you
Batting
know.
1,000.
back to back. No lie, back to back.
Was
Friends.
it during the run of Friends?
Yes, during the
Yeah.
height
Oh,
of
no
Jennifer.
shit.
Well, because that's when
Aniston and-
he was at his height too. That
There
was when Counting
tension on the
Crows was.
set. There was
good.
tension
Wait,
on the
who's
set
that
as
guy from
Jennifer
SNL
stole
now?
Adam Dirks from
Pete Davidson. It is.
He
Pete
was the
Davidson
Pete
style.
Davidson of his time.
Accurate,
You are.
accurate. The one that we're all like,
and he's
why?
probably most famous for also trying to pick a fight with me in New Orleans.
Kev will
Pete
never let
Davidson
this.
tried to fight you.
Pete
No,
Davidson tried
no, Adam Dirks did.
He hit on
Tried to take his
Kardashian. Is what
picture
it
and he
was.
got all bent out of shape and sent his
And I
bodyguard
Kim
over. and-
Kardashian.
I mean, Pete
Kevin-
Davidson had a good run though. Ariana Grande, Kate Beckinsale, Kim Kardashian. I mean, that guy's throwing
So
down.
gross. It's so weird. It's so weird.
So weird.
The worst, but let's be honest, the worst situation right now. If we're I love that we're talking celebrity couples here.
Dating.
Yeah, no, this is good. It's Machine Gun Kelly, this clown.
And Megan Fox.
Listen, I don't like to do a lot of hating on people. I'm like love and light. Let people love what they
Let
want to
them
love.
drink blood if they want to
But
drink.
Machine Gun Kelly is anti-music, anti-art. It shouldn't be
Who's this?
exist. This is a dude that makes music, which is
He's
the
a
worst.
rapper.
The worst. And on top of this, he's with now this former porn star / actress named Megan Fox, which is fine, which is
Wait,
awesome.
Megan
which
Fox was an actress before she did anything else, though,
is
right?
porn.
Yeah.
Porn is acting. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yes, but whatever it is, she's now they're together, and which is
She
here's
was the
other
one that
cool
was on
part.
Transformers, right?
Yes,
Yes.
they're very, and they're also a very open.
I feel like she has a tragic story, though, right? Like she was
They
taken
drink each
advantage of
other's
as a young
blood, man.
actress and shit.
No, she used to be married to Brian Austin Green, who is yet another guy who definitely punched above his weight class with
Right.
women he dated, like Vanessa Marcel and a bunch of these like great and Megan Fox. Like how he
Travis
ended
got
up.
the list. This is good. This
Hey,
is
I
great.
live, like this is my wheelhouse. We could talk
I
celebrity.
know.
shit.
This is
Hey,
all
Hey,
amazing.
TMZ.
But Megan,
All I
look
have
at-
to say is I can't wait for Fish to come back and we can go back to talking about that.
oh, let's go celebrity couples. I enjoy
I'll take
that. but
celebrity
no,
couples for
Fam,
1,000.
What do you're the most in tune person that I talk to, so this is a good opportunity for me. What do you make of this Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial?
Amber turd.
this no one should care about this. I mean, I can't, and I don't.
It's riveting,
like-
though. It's riveting
Is
to
it,
watch
though?
two people
Is it-
tear each other apart. For what?
but there's really no winner in it either. Like
No,
they're both.
for
It's
what?
just
What?
yeah. I don't know how you take either side in this
That's the
either. Like
problem.
they're both
There you go.
so.
Exactly.
Awful.
There's no sides to be taken, so it's hard to have a take. I think this is the exact same
That was
situation
a good
as
take, though.
That was.
okay.
Nailed it.
I think
Even
the
if you
Will
don't have a
Smith.
take, you have a take.
I think Will Smith, Chris Rock is a similar scenario to me. Okay, like
Yeah,
it's
that's a
hard to have a take. Everybody tried to have a take, right? But to me, it's
Not
hard.
me.
Not we can look. Goddamn it,
My
we're just
take
doing
was like,
brackets.
I'm stepping away from this one.
Well, did you see in one of what could be one of the greatest trolls is the Oscars are talking about having Chris Rock host next year, which would just be phenomenal.
I reached out to him about hosting the Wookiees, but he hasn't gotten back to me.
Bum.
Do something
Yeah,
with your
no.
life, man.
So I do think it's this is the type of stuff that ultimately we shouldn't probably we shouldn't be even because it's ultimately a divorce situation, right? Like, why are we publicly seeing a divorce happen out in front of? Because
Wait,
I
are we
would
still
hope
talking
that
about Johnny Depp?
It's
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
just
really
last
hoping
week.
we were gonna just graze on that. but-
oh my bad,
no.
no, we're going deep media dive into why we're seeing
Speaking
this.
of
But
Johnny Depp,
Johnny Depp, he was in a band,
the
A
best
terrible
fucking
band.
Wonka ever.
so bad. What?
Kev,
Please stop with that take.
I mean, that is worse than Gumbo and Simple combined as a take. Like, that's one of the worst takes in the history of takes. I'm sorry.
I feel like T and I are on an island now of decent takes. The three of you guys have.
Kev, how do you feel about Timothy Chalamet playing young Wonka now?
I have not even seen anything about it.
Come
Ah,
on.
okay.
Stop it. No more new Jerrys, no more new Wonkas, no more new. Just let it
Go.
freaking lie. No
The guy
Wonkas.
from Superbad is gonna be Jerry, the next
Stop.
Jerry.
And that's ludicrous. Stop it. There's Billy Strings ain't freaking Jerry. John
I
Mayer
guess
ain't
you
Jerry. Stop it.
what's his name better is Hunter S. Thompson than Johnny Depp, who Bill Murray played when the Buffalo Room. He played Hunter S. Thompson.
No idea
That
what
was
the fuck
one
you're
hell of-
talking about.
You've never seen that movie where the Buffalo Room? It's a good movie.
So, who's
No.
your favorite Bond, Kevin?
Oh, so far it is the latest Daniel Craig. I think he really
Wait, are you
embodies.
going in reverse order?
No, but I've seen his. That's why I decided to go back
That
because
is a
I'd seen
terrible
the Daniel
take.
Craig.
Well, I was hoping he was going to say Timothy Dalton because that would really be the worst take possible. And I could see
Who's the
Kev-
guy who
I
had
don't
one
know.
movie who did one our Secret
George
Service
Lazenby, who
Yeah.
did On His Majesty's Secret
Right.
Service. Yeah.
One.
But if you read his history, if you read the story about that guy, it is awesome. Like the way he got into acting and faked his audition and got into it. Like, look up George Lazenby's just a Wikipedia on that guy. It's a fantastic story, and it'll make you respect that Bond movie so much more. But Timothy Dalton's by far the worst Bond, in my opinion.
Who's your favorite Bond, T? You seem to have a very strong opinion about
Sean
this.
Connery, man. Come on, all the way. The original. I mean, I'll take him and then Roger
Yeah.
Moore.
It's hard to
but Sean
watch
Connery.
a little bit though in like the modern setting.
Yeah,
In
I
the
mean,
era
you
of Me
have to look at
Too,
it as a history
Yeah,
piece, right?
right.
he is
But
very,
yeah,
he is so inappropriate.
Well, yeah,
Fair- yeah,
but,
it's fucked
it's
up.
very,
it's like hard to watch. Dude,
So what's
Progress,
The best Bond, what's the
the
best
carousel
Bond,
of
best
progress.
accent.
What's the best Bond theme song?
Ooh, now that's a good question. I still think The Spy Who Loved Me is the best one.
See, I say Live and Let Die just because I'm
Yeah,
a
live and let
hard-
die.
Live and Let Die. I could go with that. Also, I mean, View to a Kill, Duran, 80s, baby. I'll always take that one. That was a great one.
Yeah, View to a Kill.
Yep, always like that one.
That
I
great
always
video
liked-
too. They had a
Yeah,
great video.
Great
with,
video.
Wait,
great
does
video.
nobody else?
What
think there's-
fish song would make a good Bond song?
Ooh, there you go.
About to Run.
Yes, that would be a good movie. It would have to be the movie title too.
Right, exactly. Which
You
would
know,
work.
About the Run would work. Yeah, that would be cool.
I would go with that.
I think T nailed it on the first shot.
Not that I haven't thought of this before, but
All
I
right,
just can't
who's
get
the
over.
best Bond girl. The best Bond girl name.
oh well, Pussy Galore is the best Bond girl name. Come on.
See, the one has Plenty O'Toole, and I was like, that's pretty ingenious.
Holly Goodhead too is pretty damn good. Like, I mean, they just came out and said it with that. Like, there's no beating around the bush.
Exactly. I just can't get over. I can't get over that we're letting him get away with saying that Daniel Craig is the best Bond. Like, this is, again, I think this is worse than Timothy Dalton because to me, like, Timothy Dalton is, again, the consensus worse, right? So you go, okay, like, you almost kind of throw him out. You go, well, whatever, and then you go, okay, then there's literally, I mean, if you did a survey, if they did, like, what's the show, Family Feud, it would be, I mean, if they said best Bonds, ask that X
I think
Daniel Craig. Do people like Daniel Craig? I haven't liked Daniel Craig in any movie.
I loved
ever.
every one of the movies he was in.
What's he
doing the
doing?
Bond.
I don't even know.
I think Sean Connery would be number one. And then I think Pierce Brosnan would be
Remington
number 2.
Steele, really? You're gonna put Remington Steele as number 2?
It's Roger Moore, and then maybe Brosnan
Roger Moore's
probably.
very campy.
The
He
Brosnan
makes it into
movies
a-
were so bad though. Like it was that era of '90s Bond that just like I mean it was right. It was the same
Moonraker.
thing with Timothy Dalton. He kind of got screwed with his Bond movies. Like he's a good actor. Like when you see him in other movies, you know, I mean, he's
Yeah.
decent enough to get away, you know, to be an actor. But when you like Flash
How much
Gordon,
do you
for
think
instance,
that
he's
would
great
tell
in
me?
Flash Gordon, the original Flash Gordon. You know, but
Jay, how much do you think it's the actor interpreting Ian Fleming's character as it is what is written because of the time period?
It's probably the director.
you know, I think it's hard to say because again, when you look at Roger, like some of the Roger Moore movies are pretty damn cheesy in the '80s, you
Right,
know. But
yeah.
he
leaned
embodies the
into it,
character of
right,
Bond, you know what I
yeah.
mean? And with Timothy Dalton, it's kind of the opposite. Like he didn't really embody the Bond, so the movies didn't really work. And I feel like, to your guys' point, Remington Steele was a good Bond. Like he,
Right.
like he kind of took in the Bond role, but his movies were just like. A little over the top 90s. Let's, you know, way too many bullets flying around and not hitting anything, driving a tank through that wall. Like, you know,
I prefer
Yeah.
Lexington Steel movies. Don't look that up if you're Lexington.
Nice mug.
is that a
Pick
Disneyland
that up in
purchase?
Disney World.
Yeah, my wife got it for me for being an awesome dad on vacation.
I
How
thought
much
she got
swag
you a
did-
pen.
How much swag did your wife get you for being so good?
There it
You're a
is.
good boy.
Oh, I don't know if it's that I was really good or that Evie was really bad at times, but I came in big
You look good.
in clutch moments.
go.
No, she
Way to
got me a
go.
Star Wars mug that says pew pew and a Captain America pen, which actually is a pen.
That's
Like her
awesome.
second child. She wanted to buy stuff for the boys she never had.
Yo, Disney's really dope though. That was a lot of fun. That was my
For a
Spin
long
Doctor
time, it seemed
concert.
like Disney was very. When I used to go, it was girl centric because they hadn't bought Marvel. The last time we went, they just bought Star Wars, so it was all the princesses. And
Yeah.
you know, it was very focused on. That's who we went and met. We had to go to the princess lunch. We had to go.
Yeah,
2
but you've
o'clock, we have
had
to go-
girls though. I feel like
Right.
what's a magical I think about Disney is that your experiences cater to your situation, right? So if you
True,
show up with
true.
a couple girls, that's going to be your experience. But I was talking to my buddy who went there for his honeymoon, which at first I was like, how the hell could you go to Disney for your honeymoon? But he said it was one of the most romantic, special honeymoons they could have.
You're in that world. You're like in.
And there's
so
all
cool.
those romantic restaurants and stuff. So I don't know, man. This is all of a sudden turned into a Disney.
We're all over the map. It's
We're
great.
all over the place.
But see, if Disney's something you dig and that means something to you, and like, you know, you and your spouse decide that that's where you want to have your honeymoon, that's awesome. You know, like that, there
Right.
would be no better place to do it. You know, I think for other people, it would be like, why would you ever want to do that? But then same thing with us. Like, why would you ever want to go to a fish show for your honeymoon or something? You know what I mean? So it's just different strokes for different folks, whatever you like.
I went to Nashville on my honeymoon because we did. Have you ever heard of a dance? You send your wife out to dance with people, and they put money, an apron dance, it's called. And we got like almost $1,000, so we bought plane tickets and flew to Nashville for the weekend. But we weren't going to have a honeymoon before that. We were broke as shit. Weddings cost a lot of money.
That's how long. What'd you do in Nashville for your honeymoon?
We went to the Grand Ole Opry. We
Nice.
went on this riverboat one night. We did the tourist shit. Took
That's
a
fun.
bus trip around the town. She was pregnant with our oldest, so it wasn't like we could go out and get hammered every night.
Right. You could.
I could, but I was being cool. I was being good dad, like
There you
Wook
go.
does. I was.
Right.
I'm with you, baby. We're pregnant together.
It's not what I did, by the way, in Disney. Let's Kev start
Let's
any
be
false
honest.
rumors.
Best ride at Disney World that you guys went on.
Oh man. Oh, us?
Yeah.
Rise of the Resistance is
Oh,
the
yeah.
Star Wars ride is really dope. The what is the fucking Avatar? It's whatever. It's like this flight simulator thing for Avatar, which was really good. And then I really liked the Ratatouille ride in Epcot.
None
That
of
was
those
so much
existed
fun.
when I was there last.
Dude, the last time I had been there before this time was 94. And I was
Ooh.
walking around like, where's 20,000 Leagues Under the
Right.
Sea? And then I was like, oh, I'm so disappointed.
What was
Everything's
Evie's
gone, yeah.
favorite ride or favorite character and favorite things she got to do and see?
So when we were in Magic Kingdom, we met a ton of characters like Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, all that. And then at Hollywood Studios, she met all her Disney Junior, and I thought one of those would be it. But then in Epcot, she met Mulan. The most random thing. Never saw the movie. Never talked about her. Now she's her
That's
favorite
my
princess.
girl. Right.
Right. Now, if you ask her who her
girl.
favorite Disney princess is, Mulan, because this actress, that the cast member they call it, that's playing Mulan, was so embodied. Like, it was just so real, right? She was just the way she carried herself, the way she moved, and it felt, I think, the most real for Evie. This is a weird turn for this show. I feel like we got to pull it back somewhere.
What fish song is the most Disney-like song? Like, you know what I mean?
Contact.
Esther.
Esther.
Contact. Yeah.
Contact.
Esther's
Or
a little
bouncing.
dark, but it has the organ.
Beep, boop, beep, boop.
True.
I think it's Glide.
Oh, Glide.
I always call
Makes-
Slave to the Traffic like the Ewok song because the end of it when it goes dun dun dun, it always reminds me of the end of Jedi when they're like playing the things and they're like dun 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 dun, and so I always call it the Ewok.
There's a
song.
video fam for you to make.
Right.
I would get immediately sued by George Lucas. He's actually
Disney. Yes.
he's much worse than
Sparkle,
Brad
yes,
ever
Sparkle
was.
might work. The dripping skin and all, that would be a little marvelly.
Ass-handed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rogue.
But they would have to, it would be a asterisk handed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
butt-handed.
that'd be-
But
I don't know if you guys have seen this show Severance? This is a great show. Have you guys ever seen this show?
I have not started watching it yet.
I was talking to Kev. The premise is really interesting. Like you basically can insert a chip into your head, right? And then turn off your basically kind of separate your work life with your home life, right? So you basically have two very separate kind of people that you are. And you really don't know what's happening, in your family life when you're at work and vice versa, right? Or whatever it is, whatever happens to be your outside life. So there's what they call innies and outies, right? Well, they're really the same people. They're
Like
really
your
the
belly
same.
buttons.
Yeah, like belly
So
buttons.
it's
fair enough.
compartmentalization, like on steroids. Like,
It's exactly. So I'm curious if you've ever had like an experience at Fish or a show in particular or something that you would like want to sever away from, like you never remembered it at all, and then is there something that you would want to like live in forever, like a feeling or a show? And I kind of wanted to say like Coventry is a little bit of a cheap,
Like-
like you can't use
but you
Coventry.
were the only one who was there.
Yeah, that's
Sever-
true. So that's true. So like, and I'm
Sever
gonna
all
cut-
of 2.0.
And
Yeah.
I said
Kev's
after
gotta
the
go.
show on Halloween, if I could have just appeared home after the show, I would have been fine. But I had a complete meltdown after the show by the time I got home off the plane.
This
So-
current Halloween, this last Halloween,
Yes,
you would
this last
sever. You would
Yeah.
never remember. You would like to never forget or never remember
They're
again.
doing Harry Hood, and then I'm sitting in my living room.
So
all
it's,
good.
it's literally the
None of the-
moment.
None of
After
the
the
casino
show.
madness. Like that's a show in itself. Is Kev
Right.
lost in the casino, like trip in and just get like
see,
my
how did
text-
you not get the footage of that? It would have been
the text-
brilliant.
I was already back in my hotel,
you
like
left.
in the
And
Four
I'm like,
Seasons
"Dude,
with Alex,
save
getting
me."
text from Kevin that's like, I fucking hate this place. I'm gonna kill everybody. Like, get me out of here. I'm
Oh
done.
my
Like,
God.
I'm like, holy shit, Kev, are you okay? Like, let me
He went-
like, what is happening?
He went fear and
Too
loathing
bad.
style. The best thing would have been actually if Trav was like just standing there with his phone, like filming Kev while Kev was
While
freaking
he's
out.
texting
Like
me back.
everybody's walking by, like, "What are you doing, man? You're just filming." He's like, "Don't worry, it's my friend, man. It's a good friend of mine."
Yeah,
Just
don't
film
worry
it."
No,
about
I
it.
wish
This is-
what would have been better is if Kev like had a GoPro around his neck and we were getting like that Blair Witch style cam of him running around the casino, like, get me
It's
out
just
of
for
here.
Walking
YouTube.
in
It's just for
circles.
YouTube. It's fine.
Just Kevin a stairwell the whole time. He's not actually going anywhere.
but for me, like the things that I would like sever, and I would say I'm gonna cheat and kind of use Coventry. I guess since no one really was at Coventry, or like I actually really it's the time before Coventry, right? It actually literally is not Coventry the music, it's not Coventry itself. It's like going into Coventry. I just like every endorphin of that I had left in my body, like just shot out of me, right? It was like it was the most bizarre thing. And so I did a lot of things that no one should do.
Party favors.
and then, yeah. And I I did like a Dukes of Hazzard slide across our rent-a-car, hood, at one point.
Scratch it.
I drank like almost a full gallon, like 3/4 of a gallon of whiskey before we ever made it in. Like everything just came out, like my band was ending, like the whole world was ending on me. And so like I would like to kind of just sever, or forget those moments right there, or like somehow reverse back to that, time, so that, well, Steve, it was good for the people that got in. I guess remember that there was a lot of people that literally didn't get into Coventry. So I would say those people probably didn't have the best of time, as like our guy Wody, he didn't get to go into Coventry. He got actually stuck outside there. So that's like now what I would like to live in forever is the feeling of, we mentioned like Dick's, 4-night run. What I would love to live in forever is the feeling of like set break on night one. Set break on night one, to me, I just love it because, like I just feel like I've got so many more of these. So I just had that like taste of Back to Fish and like feeling that.
All your dreams are still intact.
and then, right, exactly. And then I've got this whole run in front of me, and I just love that feeling of like, it's not a show.
The fourth night, the second set, you're like, fuck, man, there's 8 songs I still want to
yeah. And then
break
and it is hard.
The final night set break is the worst, because then you're like, I got one set left in an encore, and we're like,
and I ain't getting nothing. I'm getting nothing.
Or it's back to reality in a sense.
Or it's back to reality. Yeah, the
you're
dream
like,
is
oh
ending.
man, I can't wait for that drift while you're sleeping to close this out. It's gonna be fantastic.
Come on, this is a happy place that we're talking about here that we want to get stuck in.
That's my severed though. I want every Ghost of the Forest song severed out of my brain, and I want to just live inside the MSG tweezer or MSG, the MSG tweezer from this year. I love that jam. I keep talking about it, but that's where I'd want to live inside of.
I feel like it's like Moon Knight when they're playing Carini, you're like Jake Lockley, but then when they play like Ghost of the Forest, you're with Steve or Grant. Yeah, the guy's like the hi ho,
Exactly.
I just work in the gift shop.
I just work in a gift shop and listen to Ghost of the Forest all day.
Trey's.
I don't know what accent that is. I just made the pitch higher. That was really bad.
Trey is dreamy.
But I think that's a unique thing about the band and the way we experience it, right? Is that you are always going to have song. I mean, we can spend so much time talking about songs we don't like, right? We can spend so much time talking about experiences that we had at shows that were horrific, that were horrible, that were like, like you would not want to ever do again. But then we just keep coming back, because on the flip side, there's those experiences that are the best experiences that you have in your life, So like it's
wait, I didn't get the answer, fam.
I know, I'm coming back to you. I was trying to get it back to.
The good always outweighs the bad. That's why we keep coming back.
Right.
Well, he was also vamping, so I could think of something I would sever because there's not much. But
Going.
Charleston Night 3, I don't even remember the year anymore, but anyone that listened to Charleston Night 3 that I'm talking about knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yep.
That Charleston Night 3 was the biggest load of
shit. The Coyote night.
Dude, it was so bad. But the other 2 nights were dope. And other than that, I think I wouldn't sever anything. I love every second of it. It's just that one night. Fuck Charleston Night 3.
And that was just because of its song choices and then not playing well on top
really
of it, right?
poor
so
execution.
Like the line got played right.
Nobody was holding each other up, right? Like Trey would flub, and other nights Mike and Fish and Paige are so locked in, it just goes. On this night, somebody would flub, and then it would affect the next person, then it would affect the next person. They just were all
it was called Follow Your Flub. It was a new thing they were
Pass
doing.
The flub.
Pass the flub, exactly. They kind of just all went down together. They weren't like, I'm not going to leave Trey just sitting out there. We're all going.
We all go down with the ship.
Right.
Trey read that in a book. It was a jam exercise. He's like, "Are you guys tired of being awesome? Here, try this exercise. Pass the flub."
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's fucking freezing in my studio. I gotta get a heater or something. Holy shit!
What in summer?
I know. I think that's the problem is we turned the AC on finally for the first time, and I haven't balanced it. So it's probably like 74 something upstairs, but it's like 60 down here.
I don't turn the AC on till the walls sweat.
Good Lord.
We got to clip out when Kev has awesome quotes like that, so we could just have buttons like "till the walls sweat."
Until the walls sweat.
Respect for that one.
All right. Well,
So next week we might have a guest.
You know.
Well, I think the theme of the season is going guestless.
All right.
I
wouldn't
guys-
count on it.
You guys
I'm
changed
just
the
being
scenario.
honest.
We may have an opening though. We may have an opening
Hey, we had a very clever Family Time production
for game
opening.
night. No,
Yeah.
not that. For game night.
Oh, game
Yeah,
night,
we should
game
do
night.
a game.
Game night is fun. I've got a new idea. I ran it by Kev Kahoot
And I
on
liked
Kahoot.
it. And
Wook
it would
Kahoot.
be interactive.
Yeah, super fun. The chat can get involved, and we can have a fun night. Probably the chat's done it before. If you've ever played a Kahoot at some horrible corporate, bullshit meeting.
If you're in the chat
could
and
do
you
that at
can
work.
describe what a Kahoot is,
You
you'll
win the
be this
prize
week's
this week.
winner of
Winner.
merch.
Right.
Yeah, if you know what Kahoot is, without looking it up though, you can't look it up.
Oh, fuck
Game
it. Look
night-
it up.
if you look it up really fast, we won't
Just
know.
be
We
first.
won't know. That's how
Did
you
we
win.
give out merch last week?
We did.
I did.
I was at a Spin Doctors concert, so I missed it. But
We did.
Ixo got some shit.
2 people won it last week, and I'm sending them their gifts this week. So
and we're sending
And
Scott
got his
something,
sticker.
right?
I think Scott got his sticker.
Scott is getting something. I haven't mailed anything yet, but yes, everyone's getting. I have all 3 of the first 3 people's prizes ready to go. So yes.
All right, G,
Don't
let's-
ruin it for
and-
Scott. He's getting. Don't tell him what sticker he's getting. Jeez.
Like and subscribe.
Taper's Choice. He's getting a Taper's Choice.
Taper's
sticker.
Choice. Listen to Taper's Choice.
Yeah, listen to
Little
Taper's
quizzes.
Choice.
Hey, Llama, while you're out here, producer, do we happen to have credits, or do I got to play us out when the time comes?
Play us out when the time comes. We ain't got no credits.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was at Disney. I
Do
apologize.
we have last week's credits?
It was a busy week.
It was a busy week. No, it's all right. I'll just play us out. I'm just gonna talk for like 8 more seconds because I got to look at the clock. Is that time?
8 more seconds to talk about Taper's Choice. Tune in.
We should talk about NFTs. T, do you want to talk about NFTs?
I would love to. That'll be hopefully our theme next week, possibly. But yes, everyone, check out Pixel Wooks. Go check out Pixel Wooks.
Oh, are we having them on next week?
Maybe if we hear back
Maybe.
from him soon. Soon he will be on, if not next week. But yes, go check out Pixel Wooks. Follow him on Twitter. Very
I
cool.
think that went all right. What do you guys think? All right, guys.